Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2019 with my friend, Miss Diana Garnet. How you doing?
Good, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm okay. So it's been about a year since the last time you and I got the chance to talk. How have you been?
I've been super good. It's been a really interesting year. Lots of sort of horizontal growth. In a lot of ways.
All right. So this is, you're kind of unprecedented. This is 3 years straight in a row for you coming to Ohayocon. What's it like every time you get invited back out here to Ohayocon and also get to be the chance to fly back home to the States for a little bit?
It's honestly really special, especially this time of year when you're kind of missing your family and stuff like that. It's always a real treat for me to come to Ohayocon because it's definitely sort of like an at-home convention. It's very sort of close-knit, and the staff are all really, really nice all the time. And for me, especially it being my third year, I was floored to get the chance to come. And because of Ohayocon, I've actually made connections and been able to make more collaborations. And we're seeing the results of that this year. One of the major reasons I'm back this year is because I'm collaborating with Nabishin on an anime in India.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to talk about that too. So you mentioned in our last interview that you changed management style. How was it to work out over the last year? Do you want fans to know about, so they can get a better understanding of the music industry? A lot of fans may not know how it works in Japan, totally different from the United States. So management's kind of a big deal over there as compared to here. So how does it like working and getting a new management style and kind of doing your own thing?
So basically, in the States, you generally have an agent rather than a manager, and they just take like a 10% cut usually. And what they do is they sort of dispatch you to different works, and you can, some people have one agent, but many people will work through several agents. But in Japan, generally speaking, you have a management company, and they are your parents, essentially. So they sort of overlook every aspect of your life, to like how long your nails are, to like what color your hair is. It's very dominating. And but depending on what management group you're in, it can be various levels of that, and also various levels of support. And style that's really common in Japan is that really sort of overbearing management. And my former management had a lot of power, and therefore were also very overbearing towards its artists. And that's good for some artists, but not for others. And in my case, I wasn't just doing music, and my management would only handle music. If it was anything other than music, we would say no to it. So that meant no voice acting, no radio, unless it was very music-based, no TV dramas or anything like that, no acting. Unless I got to sing like the opening or ending. And essentially they were not interested in anything other than straight singing, and that's really great for some artists, but with the music industry not quite being as energetic as it maybe used to be, with physical sales of CDs dropping, and Japan not have made a good digital divide gap sort of transition. It's been a little bit rough for people to only do music, and so we're having to branch out quite a bit. And as a foreigner, I'm in sort of like a special category of can do various kinds of content, educational content in English, a lot of variety television talking about differences in culture and cultural communication. I also do some news forums and stuff like that. And so I'm sort of rather than just a singer, I can voice act in either language. I can do educational content in either language, and so it's really important that I wasn't restricted to one path and instead branched out. And a lot of times that path has wrapped back around to music, like doing Ohayocon and bringing sort of panels and content and stuff like that, and Nabishin being like, oh, you also sing in English, let's have you work with here. Or other times where I've done a show about ego, and it looks like now we might be producing a song about ego. So that's pretty exciting, because whatever sort of allows you to thrive in the industry, I think is really important to pursue. So my current management's a little bit more laid back. If it's a project I'm passionate about, we'll generally pursue it. And they leave decisions ultimately up to me, but they guide me. So we've had to decline a few things that would have a net loss, and they also sort of negotiate things a little bit better than I could on my own. Without representation, it's almost impossible to negotiate a fair price. And a lot of people will take advantage of freelance artists because they know that it's nearly impossible for them to have any sort of leverage or power. And management allows you to have that kind of leverage that you would not have on your own. Over the last year, I worked on a drama CD. It's not quite a series, but it's an educational sort of drama CD plus book, and it was called Sistars, which was a pun on systems, so it's spelled kind of weird. And it was teaching computer stuff, so I was DBMS. Yeah. And this was my first Japanese role. Okay. Yeah. I've done a lot of English work in anime and in games, but this was the first time I was sort of somebody took the chance on me and let me do Japanese.
Which is cool. And again, last time we were talking about, because going into that, allowing you to speak Japanese, you got to work on a stage play. How did that go?
I did. I got to work on a stage play with the legendary Tanaka Mayumi. You might know her as the voice of Luffy, Krillin, Kirimaru from Nantaro, also Pazu from Lapida. Like, she's everything that was great, ever. And I love it when she goes, Sheeta! Anyway, she's great. And she sounds just like Luffy, by the way. It's terrifying because I'm like, Luffy's talking to me, but she's a very tiny Japanese woman. But I worked with her and we sung together because she's a very accomplished singer. When she was Koen Madayo in Yu Yu Hakusho, she sung a lot of the openings and endings, and I totally have that CD. She was a huge influence on me as one of the best voice actresses in the industry. And I also worked with a few people from more stage-oriented things. Everybody was a specialist. I was the singer. She was the voice actress. There was a musical specialist. There was a karate action specialist. And it was really interesting to work with a lot of different amazing, accomplished people in their own fields. And I was sitting there like, is it okay that I'm here? But it turned out to be incredibly funny. It was a short skit. They would put several together, and some of them were continuous, but mostly it was just random short skits put together to create a hilarious show. It's called Sarachi 14, and the 15th edition's about to come out. They change actors every time, though. I might get called back, but I'm not in 15.
I like kind of when plays are like that, where it's little short skits to make it one coherent thing. So you also mentioned that you're doing radio, and that you're teaching people Japanese to English and English to Japanese. So what's it like doing that and teaching people?
Well, currently I have 3 regular radio shows. The first one is Kisoego, which is a Japanese institution when it comes to radio. It's been going for about 60 years, and it's teaching Japanese school children English every morning. And it's been really challenging because it's an everyday show. So generally the takes are very intense. We do usually about a week and a half at a time, and we record about once a week because we have retakes as well. And for the next year, I'm also doing 2 of the main characters. So basically, half of what you're hearing is me at this point. And so it's been really challenging because I have to switch up my voice quite a bit. But it gives me a lot of really good experience. And that's been absolutely amazing because everybody's heard of Kisoego. Everybody used it when they were in middle school. And it's really nice to sort of be the face of that institution. And I'm also doing a Japanese radio show called Yashiro to Tabi to Ongaku, which is about Japanese shrines, travel, and new wave music from the 70s and 80s. Yep.
It's interesting. It's like these 2 items and then new wave music.
And new wave music. It just happens to be what we like.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing one more that's actually starting up in February, and that is aimed at college students, and I'll be talking mostly about anime and sort of bringing college students who didn't grow up in an era of fantastic anime songs, more fantastic anime songs, like Hirose Komi, like things that they didn't even know existed because they only know like the famous song. Yeah, like they know the new stuff, and then they only know like the famous songs from Hirose Komi, but they didn't realize she did a Cardcaptor Sakura ending. That kind of stuff, I want to be like, did you know she did this song and it's amazing? I want to do stuff like that. And I'll also be talking about sort of how anime has changed over time and how music has changed over time because young people just haven't been exposed to it, and they have no way of looking it up.
I didn't know a lot of the 70s and 80s stuff, but thanks to my producer, John, I've been learning about it because he grew up with it, and then I grew up with the late 80s, early 90s stuff, and then the 2000s stuff, and I still keep watching, so, well, you and I are the same age. Wink. But we both love anime no matter which way.
Oh, yeah, definitely, and like, I want to have people sort of understand that, old stuff is cool and new stuff is cool, but knowing the sort of journey that music and anime has taken is really important because right now it's honestly rather mainstream. And when we were kids, it was not mainstream. It was not mainstream. Like, people were mean about it. Like, they're like, why do you watch that, like, Chinese porn? And we're like, no!
A few years ago, we talked about the fact that you worked on this really cute music video, Nakai Mystery? Okay. What was it like working on that music video and that song? I mean, I had to watch it because I was like, I wonder what she really sounds like as singing. And I watched that video and I thought it was super cute and it was so fun. And on top of that, you're like doing all mystery stuff and like trying to track down like what's going on. So what was it like doing that music video?
I'm going to be really honest. It's my favorite of my music video that I've done. My new music video is also very cute, but Nakai Mystery, it was for a kids detective series aimed at little girls. And what we wanted to do was show them that little girls could be smart too. It's not about, there's boys too, and sort of her like little like reverse harem, but she's the glue that sticks them all together. Like they're all like weird specialists in their own field, and she brings them all together and solves it herself. So we wanted to show, that girls could be smart, that girls could utilize too. So I wanted to be sort of. So the little boys behind me are actually middle and high school boys, and they had a lot of fun doing it as well. But the best thing about that music video in particular was that we had a lot of clues that you could figure out throughout the music video. We've got the half version up on I think it's Vimeo.
Yeah, and then the other half is up on YouTube.
Yeah, which is not something we uploaded.
Oh, it's under VO. It's under your official name.
The full music video should not be uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah.
Anyway, but if you watch the music video, which is available on the CD, by the way, it's you can solve it with us, and they're all cute little riddles that you can solve. And actually, the back cover of the CD itself is a riddle. And we did when it came out, we did like a little sweepstakes to see who could solve it, and we would send them things. But it was a really cute music video, and my current music videos are a lot more serious and like grown up. But I'm gonna be really honest, that one's my favorite. It was the most fun. I got to eat a giant cake.
I say the part that I saw was awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Alrighty, now again, we've talked a lot about a lot of different programs and shows. What else can we see you in that's potentially coming up?
So basically, I have a huge announcement. I'm going to be making my Japanese anime voice acting debut later this year. I will be voice acting for the anime that I'm currently doing the ending theme song to, Meow Meow Japanese History, and I will be doing a few little cute characters, and so definitely watch out for that. We're going to make a big deal about it. Yeah. At the same time, we will be uploading the official videos for Thank You for the Music, which is the single that goes with Meow Meow Japanese History, and My Life, which is the coupling song.
Nice. All right. So again, where can we find out when we hear about this announcement? How can we find it online? And then a message you'd like to give to everyone back in Japan and the United States for following you all these many years.
Okay, so all of my announcements are, of course, going to be on social media. So that's Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm doing a lot of game work recently, so I'm really loud about games. And it looks like we might finally get the Twitch project up and running. I've got a Mac, so it's really not easy to get Twitch going. But Dragon Marked for Death, which came out in January, is a huge game Inti creates, and it's absolutely fantastic. We've been waiting 8 years for this game to come out, and it's absolutely it's one of the more favorite songs I've done, and I really recommend it. It's in Dragon language. Also Nippon Marathon, which came out last year in December, as well as I'm also providing voices for the English version of Bomberman, as well as Hypersports, my bad, as well as Hypersports, and basically just look for me everywhere at this point. I'm also doing Shimajiro, so lots of voice acting, because we're definitely expanding horizontally, not just doing music, voice acting, some acting. I'm also in a drama in February or March as well. So it'll be my first on-screen acting role, and that's also really exciting. I'm not really saying anything, but whatever, I'm there. And hopefully from here, I will be doing more Japanese voice acting and more English voice acting and more music. We're really hoping to get maybe an opening song sometime for an anime, and I will, of course, be happy with inserts and endings and game songs and anything people want me to sing, and also the ego song. Yeah. So yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch should go live soon. There's a lot of fake YouTube channels for me, though. But I guess sift through those and figure out which one's the least fake.
I found the fake one.
Yeah, it's got a lot of subscribers. I'm like, can I just take that one over? There's like 10,000 subscribers, and there's only 2 videos that were posted like a month ago. I'm like, this is doing good. Oh man, if I could just take this over and then maybe do some ads or something, that would be great. But we'll figure it out. In any case, if you don't see the check mark on Twitter, it's not me. So look for the check mark. You can look me up in English. Instagram does not have a check mark because I don't understand how Instagram works, but I'm easy to find there. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, Twitch is also pretty easy to find, but there's nothing there right now. Just made it.
What would you like to say to everyone?
Oh, I'd like to say thank you for watching again this year. I'm always really happy to talk to you guys. And if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ping me on any of my social media. I'll answer as best as I can, but I don't always see everything. I usually do, though. Yeah, just let me know. I'm really excited to hear and talk to everyone, and definitely keep following what's going on, because it's getting exciting.
Diana, yet again, my friend, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you. It was great to see you. Yay.